Still not got an intro, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time of month. No, that sounds weird, doesn't it? I don't have a period. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, we don't do this sort of stuff often. Serious Harry is coming out. Breathe. We don't like to rinse these type of videos. So, like, when I speak about tactics or when I speak about tips, you listen. In the third custom tactics of the video, I did one when the game came out after I got a couple of 30s. One in December when I was on that unbeaten run, and one now. And it fits perfectly with, like, each patch there's been, as the game has changed massively, as it does every single year. I'm not going to waffle on and stretch it out. I'll give you my camera settings and everything in this video. Don't you worry. But, just before I get into it, make sure you sub, because the army's on its way to 1 mil. And the second channel is up and running now. There will not be a day that there is not an upload over this and the second channel. That is a fact. So get subbing to both in the link below. So on to these tactics. I'm not sure what team I'm going to use next, but this one was already built, so I was like, I'll just base the tactics on it. You would have seen by now, if you're not a rat and you actually watch the channel, that I got 30-0 the last 2 weekends with full Future Stars teams, and the difference about it is that I went full send. I went 4-3-1-2. Played for fun, but the thing is, it's actually a very OP formation as well. And even though I've been using this formation for fun on FUT Champs, I mean, there must be an element of realness to it, as I'm getting 30-0s. There's actually loads of pros that are using it at pro events now and getting far top 6s. Stokes to name one. There's people complaining about it on Twitter saying it's the most OP tactic ever. You've got 9 in attack, 9 in defense. So maybe it is meta. I don't know, but I just enjoyed playing with it, so that's what I'm going to show you today. The variation I used of it is this one. I'll show you the tactics first. So our defensive style, which we use for, I'd say, 85% of the in-game time or 90% of in-game time, we go press after possession loss, which is big on this because we all know how ridiculous they made the press this year. That AI press is so hard to get out of. But constant press has been nerfed a bit because you can't have it on for long and your players get really tired. But press after possession loss, you don't get tired at all. I got the depth on 7 for that. Width stays on 5. The offensive style, we go long ball. You're in a narrow, and don't let it trick you into thinking that you need to whack it like proper Brexit style. All it does, it spreads your players a bit out so they're not too clustered, and they make really good runs off the ball, especially your fullbacks and strikers, as I'll get into that on the instructions. Got 5 width, 6 in players box, and corners and free kicks on 2 and 2. So the instructions, I'll show you my Future Stars team, but I sold it. But every instruction is the exact same as it was, so it doesn't matter anyway. So we've got the fullbacks, importantly, both on balanced and overlap. Overlap I've always used, but I usually have the fullbacks on stay back, not on this one. This is the key bit to this formation in the middle of the pitch. We've got the middle centre mid on stay back attacking and cover centre. Each centre mid at the side of it, you've got get into box, and that's it. Leave everything else as it is. The reason why I have cover wing and not cover centre on these centre mids is the press after possession loss. For some reason, when they was on cover centre, they kind of held a bit instead of just going out and trying to win the ball. That's the only really difference I've shown. If you want to be a bit more solid in the middle, then just go cover centre. It shouldn't be too deep in attack. Also, make sure you're right centre mid and left centre mid. If you can have a left foot or a left centre mid, right foot in right centre mid, because they make darting runs into the box and usually score a cross goal, as you would have seen with Camavinga in the Future Stars team. I did it quite a lot, and Curtis Jones from the right on the Future Stars team who's doing quite a lot. Milner has the best shots in this team, so that's why he would be right centre mid, because he'd be making them runs in the box. You'll know who in your team to play centre attacking mid, left striker and right striker, but the main thing about this whole formation, and listen to me carefully right now, you have to have this centre attacking mid on stay forward. It is not a debate to be had. Basically, if you don't put stay forward on this centre attacking mid, this great game that we have ends up defending in a 4-4-2. And then when you get the ball, your players all start running and getting mixed up. It's so stupid. So to have this formation work, you have to have that cam on stay forward, and then the 2 strikers, I do touch actually, I've just not done it. I have both on stay central, and that is it for the main one. But I do end up switching to my defensive 4-3-1-2 quite a lot in game, just to, so we have a kind of a chill formation. Even say 30th minute, 45th, to just calm the game down a bit. Maybe if it's tight for the last 10-15 minutes of the game and you actually want it to go extra time because you fancy yourself in the last 30, then I'll put this on and just try to control the game a bit more. We've got balance, 5-5, 5-6-2-2. It's nothing crazy. I always have a variation of the formation like this. The instructions, I have stay back and overlap on the fullbacks on this one because you can get countered with this formation. So the stay back and fullbacks quite nullifies that quite a lot. So stay back and overlap on them. The 3 centre mids, we have stay back on all 3 and cover centre. Again, we just want them to chill at the minute. We're not looking to go gung-ho. We can switch the D-pad to attacking if we want to go like that again. This is just to chill, out. The center attacking mid, no matter what, even if you want to go defensive with this formation, has to be on stay forward. Get it into your skull. Then the two strikers, again, are stay central. I've actually always had my gun-go formation as 4-3-1-2 this whole year, so it's not a coincidence. Again, this isn't really too deep, is it? You'll have your own gun-go formation. You might go 4-2-4, but I stay as 4-3-1-2. I've got depth of 10, width of 8, whatever, constant pressure. Long ball, you might have fast build-up instead. These aren't groundbreaking. This is just when you're down with 10 minutes left and you need to go all out. Pretty much any formation's gonna do that, but I just like this one the best, especially because you've got the width anyway with the fullbacks on join attack. Make sure you have that when you're going gung-ho with any formation. The three centre mids, I'll have get forward, have that one on balance just to chill, then get forward on the other. I'll have stay forward on that, and then these two again on nothing, because I don't like putting getting behind. I like to trigger it myself, or with the other attacking and defensive formation. I just like to have the ball around the edge of the box from a striker. I don't like going for that inshallah through ball every single time like so many people do. And last on the tactics, but certainly not least, is my 4-4-2, which will forever stay with me this year, because 4-3-1-2, it's not going to work every game, is it? There's no formation that's going to work every single game. You always need a second formation, and for me, it's 4-4-2 this year. I know that Tom uses this, who's currently the best PS player in Europe, maybe the world at the minute. I have width 4. I definitely have depth 4. I don't know why that's 3. Balance, 5-5 again, 2-2. Because 4-4-2, you want it to be very balanced. You don't want them sprinting off because there'll be too much space in the middle. You just want them all kind of being together. The instructions, I'll have stay back on both fullbacks. To be honest, when there's like 20 minutes left in the game, 15 minutes, instead of going to that 4-3-1-2, the defensive one, I'll probably go to this. It's easier to like keep the ball and keep them penned in a bit. Sometimes you don't have that out ball out wide in the 4-3-1-2. What we do, we have stay back and cover center on one of the center mids, and on the other one we have get forward, depending on which one's better at attacking or shooting. Like if you've got a left footer that's better at attacking or shooting, then you'll switch them and obviously put the left defensive mid on get forward. Out wide, it wouldn't be Genie Wijnaldum, obviously. We've got comeback on defense on both of the wide midfielders, just because they seem to tuck in a tiny bit more, make that middle a bit more narrow. And then up front, nothing again on these, just lead them to do whatever they want. So that's it if you want to copy them tactics. The People's Champ doesn't wait around, so we're going to include the camera settings and controller settings. The camera settings, if you want to copy them, we've got tele broadcast, I put it on custom, zoom on 0, height on 15. I'm not going to give you some jag reason as to why, I just do it. Copy it if you want, don't if you don't. Again, people pretend most of this is groundbreaking, it's really not. Just copy it if you want. Time finishing off this FIFA, because why would you have it on? There's no point whatsoever. Pass block assistant, you're obviously going to have it on, aren't you? Jockey assisted, auto, have on and all them. I actually have contextual agile dribbling off. Maybe that is the groundbreaking thing. Just because I think you can move better on the left stick. Me and Kurt used to pride ourselves on left stick dribbling. I don't want that to disappear. So although contextual agile dribbling might be better for you, a lot of pros complain that it's actually a bit OP, but I'm not going to have that on. I'm sticking to my roots. Don't forget where you come from. Player relative, assisted on all them, and analog sprint, I have that as on, and I think that is fact. So you've enjoyed these custom tactics that I've not lost with yet. You're 30-0 with the future stars. Can I do it this weekend as well? I might do a past and present or something. You can get your ideas below as usual. Right now, make sure I've said we're going to be daily on both channels. There'll be double uploads on a lot of days as well, so make sure you sub to that. The link is below. Subscribe if you want more tips. Like the video if you want more serious Harry and more tips. I'll bring it out every so often. Don't worry, there's a lot of layers to my not strings to my... It's in a bit.